And we're
back.
What a
Johnny.
how are you doing, Andrew? Are you okay? Is your wife, is your daughter okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we're okay. How are you guys doing? It's funny, we're both in like two complete bastions of liberal excess,
Yep.
Madison and Portland is about as like insulated as you can get.
But I'm surrounded by Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we're doing fine. It was like we watched. Did you watch everything? Did you, because I know someone like
Uh,
I talked to my mom, she's like, I couldn't watch it at all. I was like, I was just watching Netflix, and then someone texted her like, do you want to go on a 4-year cruise?
for the listeners, this is being recorded Wednesday,
Yes, the day
November
after.
6th. Yeah. Um, yeah, I had Duncan's basketball practice, which I was, I'm assistant coaching, so that went till I don't know 7:30. So missed the beginning. I came back and Aaron's like, it's still early, but they showed and it was like, wait a minute, it's still early. It's 34 to 150.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that's, of course we all knew about all those. Those don't matter. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then it just, got worse. And I was like, all right, we gotta go to bed. This is not, I can't
Yeah.
do
That's the
this.
thing is like now that I've watched enough elections, it's when it starts going south, you know, it just gets sadder and sadder and it's like you keep watching hoping for, but like they
Is there,
kind of
yeah.
know, and then
Has there
and
ever been what what people are hoping for, like where it's like, oh,
yeah,
now
well,
wait a minute.
like the Biden one, it did start out a little freaky, and then it quickly, I think, like by at least by like 10 o'clock West Coast time, I think we were like, oh, okay, he's gonna be fine. But then it did start out scary,
Yeah.
So it may be, I think that's what I was kind of hoping for this time, but it's
Oh
so
boy.
it's funny because I was thinking about 2016 versus this time. And
Hmm.
I'm actually handling it better this time. I feel like I'm more like in 2016, I thought, man, I was disillusioned. I was like, I didn't think America was capable of that. I
Yeah.
just believed, I was like, sure, there's some people who are going to like this guy, but there's no way like a majority of the people. And when that happened, I was just like, it was like, but this time I know that we're capable of that. Like I've been around long enough and you meet enough people and you travel enough, you're like, no, trust me,
Yeah.
there is plenty of people who think that way. But
Yeah.
then it's like you have to explain it to your kids this time.
I know.
I was thinking I'm gonna have to explain it to Ginger for like 4 years that this dude is
Mm.
like, you know, the leader.
Yeah.
It's harder that way.
Yeah. I think I was less, I don't know. I mean, I was pretty shocked. I mean, I was just overly confident going in this time. It was laughable in 2016. And then we were all like, wait,
Right.
what? Are you serious? But it was like, I think in 2016 for me, it was like, oh, that's crazy. All that stuff, that came out, just, oh, that's really weird. But now it's like scary, now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is like serious.
And it's different too because he's won by like more in a way. Like he's gonna maybe win the popular vote or will win the popular vote, and then it also just seems like there's all these young people that like him now,
Yeah.
like these young Gen Z dudes, podcast bros, not our podcast bros,
No, 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 no.
popular podcast, popular
Right.
podcast bros.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So that's scary because you're like, where does it end? Or does it ever end?
I mean,
But
yeah, I mean, that's like whatever.
yeah,
I mean, that's my big fear is it's like, oh, well, he's House, Senate, you're gonna change the rules.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
now the president gets to pick who goes after them.
Right. So we'll
But
we'll see.
ugh,
But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's funny because I wish I could be one of those people. Wouldn't it be great to be one of those people who goes, Democrats, Republicans, they're all the same. It doesn't affect my life. Politics, I can't worry about politics.
Yeah.
What does it matter? Wouldn't it be nice to just, couldn't you, don't you wish you could just like,
You know what? It was nice. It was not.
yeah,
I was one of those people. I
what
was up
happened?
until, up until I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
maybe Obama. I got excited about Obama. Before that, I didn't really.
Yeah. It's Obama's
uh,
fault. Thanks,
Yeah.
Obama, for getting us
Yeah.
excited about politics.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Your fault.
Exactly. Ugh.
Because there are still people like that. They're like, they get to do this thing. It just would be what a great place to be in your brain where you're like, all you do is criticize. So you go,
Mhm.
well, of Democrats, they're losers because they don't do my exact ideas, and Republicans, they're awful, but they're just as bad. Everyone's horrible, and if everyone just did exactly what I said and believes exactly what I believed, then they would win in a landslide every time. And you're like, oh, great. Well, I
Yeah.
hope
You
I
got it
hope
all figured out.
you got it all figured out.
Yeah.
It just
I
would be
was.
so nice.
I know. I
Like
know.
they
Yeah.
obviously are trying to win. That's what I do want to tell people. Like it's not like
Who?
Democrats. They're not like stubbornly like not doing your pet idea because they think, oh, I know we would win if we suggested this, but
That's not what we're
we have
about.
to stick to our principles. Like, no, they are desperate to win. They would do just about anything to win.
Yeah. I was getting I mean, I'm sure I still am. I still am. I'm still getting emails
Oh, I
asking
know.
for money. Like,
Yeah. I can now
yeah.
you're like, you can't send stop fast enough. They're like, thank thank Kamala with a card, or where you're like, just shut the fuck up. Read the room,
Get the
pal.
get the fuck out of my phone.
Let's just take a day and be mad. We don't have to.
Good God.
Or they're like,
Huh?
they need money to count the votes. They're like, hey, we're in the fight to count the votes. Like, aren't they just gonna count the votes? You
Yeah.
got to pay for that.
I've never had to pay for that before.
Why do I have to pay to count the votes? You count the votes.
Uh can I just go since we're on the politics talk,
Yeah,
can I just say my topic?
sure.
We're gonna mix things up. We'll
Oh,
go with
I don't even look this. I totally forgot I had to have a. I'm
well,
such in state here.
this is mine. And
Okay.
this is my maybe I've said something similar in the past, but for the 2028 election, which will happen, um,
Yes. Let's hope.
and
Knock on
I
wood.
this is I'm proposing that all ads, political ads, are illegal. Okay, here's how it's going to work. Each candidate gets a Squarespace page, and you can put anything you want on your Squarespace page. You can put your policy, what your plan
Right.
is, what you're going to do,
Yeah.
and FAQ,
Yeah.
who am I? That's just, you get that Squarespace page looking pristine. I don't need you popping up on my phone. I don't need you on my screen. I don't need you
Yeah.
interrupting shows. Some people won't even know who's running because
Right.
they're just, you got to work, you got to do your own research. It's not going to be shoved in your face. And yeah.
I love it. And you know what else? No social media either. So
Oh
they
yeah,
only
yeah.
they
That's
only get
included.
Squarespace and then
Yep.
one LinkedIn profile. That's it. So you can put your resume on there
Yep.
and your previous work history, but that's it. No TikTok, no Instagram, no Facebook.
Yep.
You know what I was worried we were going to lose? Someone posted a picture of Google search trends, and
Yeah.
like the day before the election or day of election, did Joe Biden drop out was like spiking. So there's all these people like, wait, what the
No.
fuck? Who's Kamala
No.
Harris? I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble.
I got a faulty ballot. Biden's not on mine. Oh.
I mean, you just think about like how many idiots out there voting. You're like, there's no chance.
We're just telling ourselves it all came down. That's what everyone's saying on it all came down to the economy. These people are like, I don't
Yeah.
like him, but hey,
Too
I got
expensive.
stimulus checks when he was president. I got
Yeah.
a check for doing nothing.
Things were
'cause people are
cheaper.
sick.
I think you're right. And I there's these people out there who don't believe, like, because they don't believe candidates matter. They don't believe that commercials matter. They don't believe like ground game or organizing or door knocking in
Yep.
a presidential election. Like none of that matters. The only thing that matters is like these giant trends, these giant like socioeconomic,
Hmm.
like people are either in a good mood or a bad mood, you know?
Yep.
And if you're the incumbent party and they're in a
Yeah.
bad mood, you could be literally, it's not Trump, it could be anybody, you know?
Yeah.
And the Democrats could have, it's Kamala or Joe Biden. And you know, I think Kamala did a better job than Biden would have done, but
Yeah.
regardless, it was a shitty hand to have to play, you know?
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
just bad luck that, you know, Trump creates this mess with COVID and everything, and then Biden's got to clean it up. And of
Yep.
course, there's like suffering in the country, but then also we're like in pretty good shape now. But if nobody's like thinking about that, they're just
Oh,
remembering.
he'll take credit for it. He'll take
Yeah,
credit for all of
yeah.
whatever positive.
So it's there's some comfort in that of like there's just nothing. It's just what's gonna happen. There's no.
Yeah.
We were probably this was probably like preordained for like the last 3 years, and we're just gonna have to like ride it out.
Yeah.
So,
When's the last time you had diarrhea?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I have a little diarrhea every day.
Yeah. Is that right?
Well,
Well, this is, we got to talk about that.
what I mean, diarrhea is
Watery stools.
yes, I know what it is. Thank you. But it's not like there's the kind where you're like running to the bathroom, you know?
Yeah.
That I
Yeah.
do not have that every day. But I feel
Okay.
like I have
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a solid movement, maybe one to two, but then sometimes I just drink coffee and then I you know, it's more of like
Yeah.
a
When
shard.
you have what, diarrhea?
Not that, more like a shart. But I'm like on the toilet. It's controllable. But it's like, yeah, there's like that happens
Wait, I
pretty
don't,
much every day. Is that
you,
bad?
is it a shart if you're sitting on the toilet? I think you just took a
Yeah.
shit.
But no,
That's
it's
just, no,
not.
that's taking
But it's
a
not,
shit.
there's no big log or anything. It's just like a little spray, like I'm a skunk or something. I love how much this delights you. I'll never love it as much as you. I do. I mean, of course, it's fun to talk about, but like, I'll just never love it as much as you. I feel like I'm tickling you right now. Poopy, 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 poopy.
Oh, that's great. That's good. Woo!
A little poop feather under your armpits.
Under my armpit.
A little on your toes. Poopy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm jealous.
That diarrhea is one of the illnesses that, I mean, it does feel good to once you're doing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're on
A toilet and there's
oh
no upset stomach, it's just like
yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
Sign me
Oh,
up for that.
I would
Because
prefer it almost.
puking doesn't feel good. Puking feels good after, like
Yeah,
once you've gotten it out and you've rinsed your mouth out. But it's
yeah,
very unpleasant to do it.
yeah. But diarrhea is like fun.
It's like a treat. It's like a little
It's like a
spa.
treat. You know, there are some caveats though. Like if you've been diarrheaing all day and it's just raw, then
Yeah.
it's not good.
Then it hurts to wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Woo.
Wow.
Ah. All right. Well, what do you want? We can keep talking about diarrhea. We can jump into our sports bets.
Oh, why? I mean, talk about going from depressing to depressing to depressing.
No, we both lost. Yeah, last week we
So, what
both
are our
lost.
records? What are our records? This
Our
is
records,
humiliating.
Johnny. Oh, let's see. The win comes first. So 4-4, and you are 2-6.
Oh my god.
Is that right? No, that's wrong. because we're at week 9. So I'm 4-5, and you're 2-7.
7.
Yeah.
I'm 2-7.
Yes.
I mean, that is so bad.
Yeah. Well, 4. Yep. 4-5 is nothing to write home
Okay.
about.
But I'm still
You want to go? Why don't you go
distance.
first this time?
Yeah, let me pick a game.
Okay, you pick first.
Okay. Because I just did this actually. So I'm actually prepared this time.
Will you never pick is it too much to pick the Seahawks?
Well, the Seahawks are on a bye this week anyway. So
are the Packers too?
That's a good question. They might be.
I couldn't find them on the schedule.
Okay.
So last week, while Andrew's looking for his last week pick was the Texans versus the Jets.
Yeah.
He lost, and I lost with the Seahawks versus the Rams.
By the way, the Texans
what?
had that game too. That was bullshit. Texans were winning like for the first 3 quarters, and then they didn't even cover.
Yeah. The Seahawks. That one was frustrating because I had it until
and then it went to overtime.
Yes,
that sucks too, because then like you're like, God, if they had just lost by 1 point.
Yeah.
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 Okay, you know what? I like this week the Falcons.
Ooh, Falcons. Okay.
-3.5.
Falcons against who?
The Saints.
Okay, so and the Falcons are who's favored? Falcons?
Mm-hmm.
Falcons favored. By how many?
3.5 is what I saw, but
ooh, 3.5. Okay. That's fun. So that means so you have to win. The Falcons have to win by 4.
Yeah.
Okay. And when is that game?
I think that's in the early slate.
Okay. I had 3 games, but I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins versus the Rams. And I'm going to take the Dolphins. Rams favored 2.5.
I like that pick.
You like that pick because you think I'm going to lose this week?
No. I because my friend, you know what's ironic about this whole thing? My friend Ryan Kreppen, my old fake manager, right. He is in an NFL pick'em like group. And so they pick every single game, right?
Okay.
Every single week. And they don't bet on each individual game. They just like the same thing like we're doing, but so it's you win money at the end of the year if you're in first place or whatever. So there's like 30 people in this thing, and I send them all the picks for the whole week, right?
You send them your picks?
Yes. My picks where I'm 2-7 in our thing. But for his thing, we're in second place. So even with
2-7, being 2-7?
Yeah, because I'm only picking the one game. So that one's obviously losing most weeks. But then the rest of them, I'm killing it.
Wait, I'm confused.
I pick every game. I gave you one of my picks for this week, but I picked all of them. So
you have to pick, pick for every game in that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it kind of is a big chore, and I get nothing out of it. But he always asks me to. But we're in second place. So I'm like, I'm doing well with that. But when I try to just pick one of them individually, it's always the one that I happen to be losing on.
I like how you call him your fake manager, even though he's probably
the best manager I've ever had.
He's done more for you than a lot of real managers have for people, probably.
No, he got both his clients on television because Brant got on that Ari Shaffir storytelling show.
Can't be true or something. This isn't happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, 2 for 2 as far as getting your guys on TV. That's not bad.
That's pretty great. Is he taking new clients?
Yeah, maybe you should just. Why not? K-Reppin, coast to coast. He built the website. He built the website when we came up with a scheme, and he was like, all it was the web. You talk about a basic website. He didn't put any like links on it. It was just a logo, and it had like the New York skyline on one side and the LA skyline. It's supposed to be like I'm on both coasts because he was from New York but lives in LA. And then it just said K-Reppin. And then I don't know if he put like he didn't put like a client list on there or anything. It's just like his email. I think that's all that was.
That's so funny.
K Reppin
Hey,
Entertainment.
where did K Reppin come from?
Because his name is Ryan Kreppen.
Oh,
So like if you break Kreppen down,
sure.
K Reppin,
K
and then like
Reppin.
rep, he reps you. He's repping
Yeah.
you. So K
I
Reppin.
like it.
Yeah. That might have been Brant who came up with that, or Ryan, I'm not sure, but it wasn't me for sure.
That's
Uh oh
all right. I
wow.
got the picks down.
You got the picks down.
Now we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay. So we went over my horrible record. Oh, we should did I tell you about my friend? Oh yeah, I mentioned that. Oh, Kyle McClure reached out. Shout
Oh,
because I'm gonna be
how is Kyle? Even though I saw him 2 weeks
know.
ago.
Well, I'm gonna be in Wichita this weekend at the Vorshay's Club. I
Yeah.
think they are not giving me much information, but I'm on the website, so we'll see. But anyway, and then Kyle can't come to the shows, but he wants to go to lunch because he wants me to sign that picture that of me that you
That
saw.
I already signed. Nice.
So he wants to get my old John Hancock on there.
Yeah, the old Johnny Hancock.
Yeah. I got
Nice.
to do a college tomorrow night in Sacramento. Oh my God. I'm in so in my
Wow.
head about it.
Have you done a college lately?
Not in a while. Not in
No.
like over at least a year.
Ugh.
I'm probably gonna be all emo about the election.
I did. I had Eric Yoder emailed me asking me about a post prom in April, and had the budget, and I was like, hey, thanks so much for thinking of me. I'm gonna have to pass on this one. Thanks. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
And I got a reply. I was like, hey, just that's totally fine. Just curious. Is it the budget? Is it how come? And I had to be like, well, truth be told, anytime I'm on a podcast or radio, morning radio show, and they ask me, what's the worst gig you've ever done in your life? It's a post prom, and that pay is just not worth me having to dig into my archives to find
That pay is
material that
not
would
having to
relate.
that pay is not having to refreshen my list of worst shows I've ever done in my life. I don't need a new
Right?
story.
Uh,
That's what I always used to tell people when they would like apologize. You ever have like a booker apologize to you before the show? They're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. This is not the turnout we wanted, or this
mhm,
is gonna be rough, or they're kind of drunk. I don't know."
yeah.
And I used to always tell them like, "Hey, man, I've already done the 5 worst shows I'm ever gonna do. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this is gonna crack my top 5, so don't worry about it."
That's funny. Oh, good, good.
Oh,
Hey, the bar for Andrew is that this isn't the worst show of his career. We got to pitch him for a
yeah.
lot more gigs. Wow. Woo. Yep, 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 yep.
Well, where are you this weekend?
This week I got a busy weekend. I am doing a private show for a bunch of dentists on Friday that I have to. It's one of those ones where I know we've talked about this, but do you personalize
Very
like
little.
private shows? I don't have any like dentist jokes in my standard act, so I have
Hey,
to come up
do
with
do
some.
you can maybe this will work. Are they all adult dentists?
Probably. I don't care.
Because I was working on this thing that didn't really work, but so you can have
Oh, good. Well, let me ask you this: when you do the bit, does time still pass?
yes,
That's
that's the
all right.
good
Okay,
news.
what's the bit?
Well, about how I take my daughter to the pediatric dentist,
Yeah.
and it's like, is there a lower stakes job than pediatric dentist? Like, what's the worst news that they ever have to give like a patient?
I,
Those teeth look a little. Don't worry about it. They're practice teeth, pal. Who gives a shit?
all right. So I have your blessing.
Oh yeah,
I am
and just
going to.
go. Is
dig in.
pediatric dentist what you guys, the bad students? You just send them to oh, they don't really know how to do it, so just let them do the baby teeth because who gives a shit anyway?
They're making a
Oh,
career out of the practice teeth.
right. They're not that bright, but they know about stickers, so let them be a pediatric dentist.
They're all that they know about stickers. They know about bulletin boards with
Yeah.
Polaroids.
Yeah. They said they
Big fan of clubs.
yeah, they took what else did there was like I think they did x-rays of her teeth. I'm like, why? And then they even on the x-rays, you could see it's kind of freaky actually, but the teeth, the real teeth are already in there.
Oh yeah, I've seen
You
those.
seen those? Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh my
Like a
God,
shark.
my daughter's like an alien.
Yeah.
But so they show you the pictures, like, yeah, see, you can see, and then there's a real teeth. I'm like, great. So you're just showing me the picture of the teeth that the good doctor's gonna work on?
Yeah. Once we move on past
Yeah.
your office.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe they might sometimes because I used to have that bit about general practitioners and specialists really like that joke, like because they get to look cool. They when you
Mm-hmm.
look down on general practitioners,
Right,
but
right.
then if they're a general practitioner, they didn't like that joke that much.
Yeah,
Nurses like that joke because nurses think they're smarter than doctors.
yeah.
So
And they'll tell you.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah. It's like a dental association. So I think it's a bunch of dentists. So that'll be perfect.
Yeah,
I'll
feel
separate them
go
out, be like,
for it.
who's that? And then we'll rip on them and
Well, and
everyone.
you've taken your kids to these dentists, so
Yeah.
you know you've got your own stories with it.
Yeah. Uh I forgot why Duncan was so excited. He had like a trauma to a front tooth. So his like tooth was just green because he like banged it on something. But we were like,
What?
whatever. It's fine. Cause it wasn't getting enough ice. So it was like decoloring and then eventually we're like, okay, now something's infected. So like we got to pull it out. But he was like, I can't remember what it was, but he was like super excited. We took him to this pediatric place and they're like, yeah, we have to assess it, decide what we're going to do, and then we'll set up an appointment to do it. But Duncan was like, wanting them. They're like, they came out and they're like, hey, we've never had this before. He wants us to pull his tooth out. Is that okay if we do it today? I was like, yeah. But I can't
Yeah,
remember why he was so like pumped to get it out. I don't know if it was, it wasn't because he was
because you get to
thrilled
go.
about a sticker.
Yeah, and then you get to tell the story.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that could happen. That your tooth can turn green if you bump
Yeah.
bump it into
Because
something
the something got disconnected or something. It wasn't getting I don't know what
because
it
it was
was.
rotting.
Yeah, it was rotting in his mouth.
Somebody, my friend Brian Moot had a joke about that. Like, our friend Lance, like, a lot of comics, they aren't great about going to the dentist, and he had a tooth just fall out, like it
God.
rotted out of his head and just fell out.
Oh, Jesus.
And I forget what the bit was, but
Is that on his dating profile?
yeah,
Huh? My teeth rot out of my
my teeth
face.
rot out of my head. That's how much I don't even care. You
I'm
say
so
it all cool,
I'm
like,
so
yeah,
chill.
I don't give a shit. My teeth just rot out of my head. I
Yeah.
still eat my sugar daddies.
Uh,
Uh, okay, should I could do a topic.
do your topic. Oh yeah, but Sunday I doing your show or the show for Jeff Dye.
Oh yeah,
Do
at
I
the
have? Oh,
theater.
and I'm doing the Don't Tell show on Saturday. So yeah, three
Oh nice.
shows.
Oh, you got a
But
great
the Jeff
little
Dye, yeah.
in
Oh,
Madison there. The Don't Tell show in
the
Madison.
Don't Tell's in Milwaukee, so I got to go to
Oh
Milwaukee.
okay.
That's an hour and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, this how sweet was I was like embarrassed when I texted you. I was like, "Oh yeah, 50." You were like, "Did you mean to type 500?" I was
Well,
like,
because it was a theater,
no, I wasn't."
I was like, even 200 maybe, but for a
I
theater, I
know.
thought 50 is a little light. Was it
I
the
thought I
theater
didn't
paying
because
you?
I've never been to the Majestic and I hadn't looked at the website. So I thought it was like, oh, one of these indie little clubs where it's, small. And then I looked at the website and I was like, oh, this is like, it's not like, a
Yeah.
big, big theater, but it's like, oh, this is a legit theater where, bands come and
probably like 500 seats, right? Or something like that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just looked at the pictures on the website. I didn't Google capacity. But then I got that email today that's like, oh hey, guess what? Surprise! You're getting a $1,500
I mean,
bonus because of the theme of this tour. I was like, wait, what?
thank God.
I'll take it.
You're like, you already said yes to 50. So
I know.
you're not going to negotiate the 1,500.
Uh, anyway, but what
Okay.
were you saying? So, well, yeah, your topic. What do we got for you?
Oh, this one's so bad. Okay. You ready?
Tell me.
This is
Yes.
real waste of everyone's time. So, you know about rocking chairs?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be very relaxing, right? Rocking chairs, like how you relax.
Uh-huh.
But they're actually the least relaxing chair if you think about it, because you have to move. In every other chair, you can just sit there. So rocking chairs should lose their status as most relaxing chair because you have to work. And
I
a
could
rock-
have to trust you that they are known as the most relaxing chair. I'd never heard that before. But if that is
what?
the case, yes.
How have you not heard that the rocking chair is the most relaxing chair?
I mean, I would think a couch would be more relaxing than a rocking
Well,
chair.
that's what I'm saying. But
I
the
know.
rocking chair, you have to be aware of the reputation of a rocking chair as being like, I want to retire and just sit in a rocking chair. Or when I
And
have a
rock.
baby, I'm going to have a rocking chair. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But you have to rock in a
Yeah.
rocking chair. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's
Can
not
I
a
tell
lot
you
of work,
something?
but it's work compared to laying on a couch.
Yeah, or sitting in a what are those
Easy
lazy
chair,
boys? A
lazy
lazy
boy.
boy.
Now
Yeah.
that's a relaxing chair.
That's a good chair.
That's a good chair.
Put your feet up. During the over the weekend when my lady was out of town for a girls' trip in Arizona, the husbands got together at one of the husbands' house to watch the Packer game. And I
Yeah.
sat in a rocking chair in his family room for the first time since I was probably a little boy. And I just thought I didn't think, oh, this isn't relaxed, but I remember in my head thinking, it's not even comfortable. Not only is it not
No,
relaxing, it's not very
just
comfortable
a
because
hard wooden.
yeah, you can't like
Yeah.
you can't relax because then the chair moves if you
And if
like
there's ever like a dog or anything, you're always worried about you're gonna like roll
pinch
back
off his
on
paw.
somebody. Yeah.
Hmm.
My wife. All right. You thank you. You gave me more than that even deserved. My wife got in a fight with a guy on Facebook. She had to like, after Trump won, she had to like
Hmm.
get a little bit out. So she's
Social media
pecking
is the place to do it.
she was pecking around for her old. She went to high school in Montana, so
Oh,
she got
okay.
plenty of people she can fire at.
Sure.
So of course, some woman posted something about whatever. She gets in the comments and whatever. And then the guy, it's of course it devolves into Trump's history of like raping women and sexually assaulting people and all this stuff.
No.
And then the guy, the grab him by the pussy thing comes up, and this man gets into the comments. She had commented on a woman's post, but this man gets into the comments, says, "Oh, if you're," and then I get brought into it. It's like, "Oh, you're all men talk like that, and if your husband has never said anything like that, then that means he's either gay or cheating on you." And I was like,
Wow.
wait a minute. First of all, Trump did cheat on his wife. So he was both talking like that and cheating on his wife.
Right,
It
right,
doesn't
right.
make any sense.
Yeah, you got a problem with your logic there,
Yeah.
moron.
I like that he thinks you're gay if you don't talk about
Don't
sexually
talk like that.
assaulting women. All guys talk like that.
And they
No, this is what driving me crazy about this world we're in. No, not all guys. He's like, yeah, at the strip club, all guys talk like that. Like I've been to a strip club a couple of times. Nobody talked like
yeah.
that. Most of the talk was about how this sucks and how bad it smells in here.
And how we wish it was guys on stage instead of women.
Yeah, because I'm gay. So gay. How many
That-
gay, you know what I mean? Imagine being a gay husband. Oh my God. In this world, in Portland, Oregon, I can't come out and leave my wife and be gay in Portland, Oregon as a stand-up comedian. Are you out
yeah,
of your mind?
yeah. That's more revealing of that guy. Like, oh, okay, so you only know guys that talk like that. That's your circle is just guys that talk
He
like that.
said
No
he's
ones that don't you think are gay.
he said, yeah, he's like, I'm gay and he's like, I love women. This is what he said too. I love women. I want to protect them. Let me tell you something. Any fucking loser who talks about protecting women means protecting them from people like them.
Themselves.
Like you're the guy that you have to protect women from. Like if you just
Oh my
stayed home
God.
and didn't go to the club,
Yeah,
that's protecting women.
that's doing your part. Yeah.
If you don't get on the elevator with the girl at the hotel by yourself, you protected her right there, pal. Good job.
Uh,
If you keep your
uh,
gun in a safe instead of shooting your family and then yourself, you protected women.
yeah.
That's how it all ends for these guys. Murder suicides.
Right. Ah,
Okay, one more Trump thing.
yes.
Can we call him garbage now? Remember it was like, oh, Biden, the Puerto Rico garbage is an island of garbage. And then Biden came out and he's like, well, I think their supporters are garbage. And then they all clutch their
Oh, okay.
pearls. How dare you? Oh, you dare call us garbage? Oh, and then Trump's driving a garbage truck like a fucking moron
Yeah.
just to bring it home. Guess what? You were garbage. You're all garbage.
Let us bitch and moan and complain and whine. We're not congregating to take over the fucking,
Yeah.
to pull a January 6th. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
so don't
but
be like, oh, you guys told us not to do, don't do it. Like, hey, listen, we're in a mourning here.
we all had to stand around and pretend like no, 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 not all of his supporters are garbage. But now that you won, we can tell you the truth.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
think you guys suck.
We're mad at all of you.
Yeah. I'm not even mad at them. I'm just like, but you aren't garbage. Okay.
Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about this. I forgot because it was so long ago, but I did do the bat. I don't have the tape of the Batman set. Comedy at
Oh,
State, Fright Night. It was fun, but you know what I realized, and I kind of had a hunch this was going to happen going into the show because they asked me to do comedy as Batman again because I'd done it before,
yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is great. This will be fun." But then I realized, oh, this is going to be. It's not going to be as funny or special because if you go to a comedy show and Batman shows up,
Yes.
that's weird. But
Yeah.
when Batman has to follow Ruth Bader Ginsburg, it's like, okay,
Right.
you got Ruth,
Right.
and then
Right. Right.
fucking. So it was, I mean, it went okay. It went fine. It didn't go as good as the first time. The intro, I will say the intro, I did like the intro. And when I get the tape, I'll send it to you and we can put it on the
We'll put it
Patreon.
on the Patreon. Perfect.
But I think the highlight of the night was two guys. There was the MC was like, they didn't give me any information about this next comedian other than it is an actual adult. And then it was a comic on top of another comic's shoulder, and they were like in a trench coat, and he acted like he was a kid, like he was two kids, and they like walked down the aisle. He had to go up the stairs. It
So
was
funny.
pretty hilarious, and the,
That's
the
funny.
jokes were really funny. That
Yeah,
was great.
they used to have that show in LA called Stick or Treat. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember hearing about that.
Heidi used to do that one. I never did it, but
Where did they do that?
couple places at that
The Vigil?
French. Yeah, maybe. And then they did it in Echo Park at that French restaurant that had a show there. I
Oh,
forget what
okay.
it was called. Zach Sherman's show.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, I thought of you because I didn't realize. So we took Ginger trick or treating with the neighbors, but I didn't realize like the adults were supposed to dress up. I was out of
Yeah.
town and Heidi was going to be the Joker, and she kind of worked really hard on being the Jack Nicholson Joker. and got
Okay.
this all these different parts of the costume and everything. And so I was like, oh shit, I don't have anything, you know. So she's
Yeah.
like, well, you should just be Batman. Like, God damn it, I wish Johnny lived in my city because I have the best Batman costume of all time. But,
Oh, I could have put on his smellier than
oh yeah,
shit
no,
costume.
gotta get it like dry clean. That would be a superhero who could ever clean that costume.
It's so old, and the helmet is like one of those rubber ones, and it's so stinky. I can't put it on until right before I go on.
Okay, well, you cured me. So I went to this place to get a Batman
Welcome.
costume, and I was like, I just need a cheap, like the cheap. So it was a vintage store, but of course at Halloween they're smart. They put out like tons of costumes because they know.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these ones. They're like $90 for like pajamas
Oh
and
God.
the little mask, and I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. I was just like, I can't. You know, I'm
Who
gonna
said
wear.
you had to? Who said you? Is that a neighborhood guideline?
I don't know because Heidi wanted because she was dressing up so much. So if I
Yeah.
show up in like a hoodie, she looks like an idiot, like an insane idiot.
She looks like. No, she just looks like the fun parent. That's
Yeah.
all.
No, and then the neighbors both dressed up, but they just they were just like vaguely zombies. They just kind of put on face paint. That's all they did. And I was like, well, I could,
Okay.
God damn it, I could have done that.
Yeah.
So we went to Target and I got a 12-year-old's costume. Because Ginger really likes Nightmare Before Christmas, you know?
Oh
So
yeah.
they had this pumpkin jack thing, but I couldn't fit into any of the clothes, but they had the mask and then the bow tie. And so I just wore a
Yeah.
coat with that. And it was already open. So it was like $12. I was like, this is great.
Oh, there you go.
So that's what I
Perfect.
did. Yeah.
What a happy ending.
Would a gay cheater do that? I have
Take
sex.
that,
I
cyberbully.
have sex with my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. I wore because I couldn't wear Batman during the trick or treating before the show, so I just put on my Iron Man zip up hoodie that zips all the way up to the top of my face and
Oh,
has that see through part.
there you go.
That's golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I had this pumpkin jack mask, and once we started trick or treating, I was like, I can't wear this thing. I can barely see and breathe. So you barely wear it. You wear it for like one
Yeah.
picture, and then.
Have
All
you ever
right,
seen the
buddy.
video? Did I ever show you that video where it's I don't know, it's like a viral social media video of a lady filming out of her window, and there's a bunch of deer, I think, like eating out right outside the house. And she's like, and all of a sudden you hear the husband sneeze and they all just scatter. I don't know if it's birds or deer, and they all scattered. All you hear is just her go, "Oh, nice, Ron." And he goes, "Oh, I can't sneeze." That's so great. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
so
send that
great.
to me. I
I
gotta
can't
send you um Henry Phillips. He posted. It looked old, but he posted a sketch he did about voting.
Oh, you and your fucking coffee?
Yeah, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'd never
So
seen that
funny.
before. I'd never seen that before, and Heidi showed it to me on the election day, of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he's just the way he swears when he keeps spelling the coffee. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
He's like whisper cussing.
For
Oh, that's
those of
so
you who haven't,
great.
go Google it. If you haven't, if you're listening to this right now, go Google it. And then also, if you don't, I'll just tell you really quick. He goes to vote, and it's at this small polling place, and he just
Yeah.
keeps asking everybody, "Is it okay if I bring my coffee?" And they all don't know what to say, and they're like, I don't think so, but fine, whatever." And he just starts spilling the coffee on all the ballots, just a little bit at the time. And then he ruins the
He spills it
tabulator
on the
machine.
machine.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh,
It's so simple. He might be like, has he ever missed? Like, has
I
he
don't
ever
know.
put out anything that you're like, all right, not everybody, you're not going to hit a home run every time?
No, see, that's the thing. Like Henry Phillips, did you ever see his one? I don't know if it's the Highwayman or if it's just a one-off where he's like, "I'm going to show you how you can unlock any combination lock out there." And he's like, here's what you do first. And he just goes through combination. Like they show him walk up to, he's like, here's one on this gate. Now watch this. And and he tries a combination. And then he's like, and then so 001. Okay, that didn't work. 002. And then you do a time, and then he gets it. And then when they pull back, he has a full beard. He's like, and there you go. See, works every time. You just have to have patience.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't miss.
But he's one of those guys where it's like, it's frustrating because it's like, oh, he's so funny, like so just undeniably funny.
Yeah.
His movies are so funny, and he's still like, you can be
Yeah.
that good and still not be set. And,
I know. I know. And then you look at these, like I said, these podcast bros who are like, taking over the world,
yeah.
and they're awful, and they're like 1,000 times more famous.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
Yep.
he's a genius. So it's
Oh well.
but that, he has the respect of his peers.
Would he trade it
I don't
for financial
I
stability?
know. It's funny to say that, but he does fine. I'm sure he like makes a nice living, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if he would trade it. Do you think he
Yeah.
would just trade
I'd be
places with
curious.
Theo Vaughn if he could? Like,
Yeah.
but then you have to, people think of you as Theo Vaughn. You don't get to be like Henry Phillips in Theo Vaughn's tax bracket. You have to be
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know that he would.
Do you like Theo Vaughn?
No.
Not at all?
I mean, he's got
Is he like
moments.
is he a Trump guy?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I
Huge.
didn't, I think I found that out last week on the podcast telling me that. And I never,
He has one.
I've seen clips of his podcast that make me laugh.
No, he's funny. He's very silly and he's
Yeah.
funny. He used to, before he did the podcast, I remember me and Brant used to quote him all the time because he talked about going on a date, and I don't know why it hit us so. It's one of those random things, but he talked about this girl showed up. She had a big old head. I was like, "Where are you from? Big Head Town?" And we used to say that all the time. So no, he's obviously talented and funny. I just don't like that. Like he's silly, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But he's not like as funny as Henry Phillips. He's like
Right. Oh yeah.
times more famous. That's I
Yeah.
guess that's the part that bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a big Trump dude. Obviously, I'm bitter at all these Trump guys. I get to have it today.
Why did I bring up that thing about nice, Ron?
I don't know.
I
But I'm
had a
glad you did.
reason. I know. This is why. Okay. Oh, that was one of those mental itches I couldn't scratch. I thought of it. We were trick or treating with Phoebe. It was just me and Aaron because Edie went off with friends and Duncan was with his friend, and so it's just me and Phoebe. So Phoebe started out the night. I don't want to go up to the door. You have to come with me. Whatever. We did that, and then she was like just going on her own. And
Yeah.
then there was a house by our house where she rang the doorbell, and the door, like they have like, a Halloween track of scary music playing. The door opens slowly. They have a fog machine and like black lights behind him. And the dad's like dressed up like death. And he turns the corner and he has these long nails and just like it's going like, this. And Phoebe just screams fucking hauled ass down the the sidewalk off the porch, and I was like, "It's okay, honey, Phoebe. Look, it's not real. He's not real. Look, see, it's just a person." And he wouldn't try. He just kept going.
Wouldn't break character.
And I could hear the wife. The wife was like, "Oh, come, that's a little heavy there, Dave. Come on, Dave. That's a little much, don't you think?" And that's what made me think of that. Nice, Ron.
You know that
like, of
dude.
course.
He just is so happy when he scares those kids off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
funny when they don't break character. Like we had one of those on our street. See, it's sad though because like I don't know how it is in Madison, but like when we in Portland, there's like it seems like what's more popular now to trick or treat are like destination neighborhoods. So
yeah,
in our street, it's a nice street. Tons every house you knock on the door, it's gonna be a nice couple there that has candy for you. But they're
yeah,
not like it's not a theme park. They have some
right,
decorations and they have a bowl of candy, but they
yeah,
didn't like spend $15,000 on
right,
speakers and lights and smoke. And if you go up the hill, which is walkable from our like a 5 minute walk from this street, there's people coming from all over the city. It's on this ridge and the houses up there are a little fancier. And it's all become this competition thing where like every holiday, Christmas, whatever, they all go balls to the wall. And Halloween, they're shutting down streets and they're having like um like a concert and giant spiders and it's
yeah,
crazy up there and it's just like Lollapalooza for Halloween and so it sucks up all the kids and so every house on our street they're like take as much as you want we've only seen two kids they're like so
right.
sad because these greedy
Yeah,
people up the hill have stolen all the kids it's like the Pied
that
Piper.
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of that where they're like, "Come on, please, we don't want this candy.
Yeah.
You take it, take as much." And we're like, "I don't want my fucking kid to have it either."
That's what if you're a politician and you're listening to this, they should write a law that you should be required to trick or treat in your own neighborhood to
Yeah.
support the neighbors who want to see little kids in Halloween costumes and give out candy.
Amen. Amen. Preach.
I'm preaching.
Well, good
All
app.
right.
Solid app.
Good app.
Front to
You
to
know what?
bottom.
I feel
Front to
better
back.
now. I feel better now. I vented a little bit. I got it off my chest. I hope you feel better, Johnny.
I do. I'm sure my wife is still sobbing upstairs, but I feel better. I feel better.
It'll be okay. We're gonna get through it.
We'll
And
get
if we
through it.
don't, then
We had a good run.
we had a good run.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you everybody for listening to the Oh, where are you gonna be? I will
Uh,
be.
I-
Oh,
I'll just plug the Renwick Mansion. That's have you do you know Chris Schlichting? He's a very funny comedian. He's a big Chiefs fan. He lives in Iowa, I believe, but I'll be at Renwick
no.
Mansion in Davenport, Iowa on the
Oh,
23rd,
mansion.
November 23rd. That's my next open to the public show.
Okay, I will be um November 14th in Idaho Falls somewhere. And then I'm doing
Nice.
the Wise Guys in Ogden, Utah, November 15th and 16th. So if you're in Ogden, you can come to that. And then that'll be great if you do that.
All right.
All right.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
Cavalry.